Hey guys, Christina here. So today in this video, I wanted to share with you guys my experience of my very first hot yoga class that I did this morning. I've actually been doing yoga for about 10 years now, and I have never done a hot yoga class until this morning. So I wanted to share with you my thoughts on it, how the experience went, and a little bit about the benefits and how they relate to healing, because they go hand in hand. So so it was a 90-minute class, and in a hot yoga session, the room is heated to 105 degrees. And I went in pretty confident because I know like I said, I'm familiar with yoga, so I'm familiar with a lot of the poses. And so I wasn't really worried about it. I've heard that hot yoga is intense, so I was expecting that. But as with anything else, and specifically in yoga, you go at your own pace. You listen to your body, and you back off when you need to back off, and you go deeper when you need to go deeper. So going into the class, I had told the instructor that I had never done a hot yoga class before. So she just told me to focus on breathing and getting acclimated to the temperature in the room, because it's going to be a change to your system. And she was kind of like, I took it as kind of like a warning. I'm like, ooh, like I kind of started to get nervous. I'm like, should I be doing this? Like, is this okay? Like, what did I sign up for? And I said to her, I was like, well, can I try to do the poses too? And she's like, oh yeah, sure, you can try to do the poses. But she was just really like helping me to focus on the breathing piece of it. How it's just really important to breathe and not let your breath get caught or get stuck, because you are dealing with high temperatures, right? So, during the class, I would say about 5 minutes in, we all started to glisten. We all started to sparkle. And not long after that, I would say, I don't know, if I had to guess, maybe 15 minutes. But I wasn't really keeping track of the time. Not long in is my point. We started to just pour. We were just drenched. Everything was just drenched. I'm like, wow, like I've never done a class like this, like not even close. A lot of times it's just easy to sweat in a regular yoga class, depending on the intensity, because you're obviously you're moving, and you're kind of like putting healthy stress on your body and heating up your body. So it's not uncommon to sweat in a regular yoga class, let alone a class that's in a 105-degree room. So that was an experience. Me just, everybody was just sweating head to toe. I did have a towel with me, like a little hand towel, that a couple of times I was, wiping my face off, because I was tired of the sweat running into my eyes. But then it got to the point where I'm like, dude, this isn't even doing anything. So like, let's just forget about the towel, because it didn't make any difference. As soon as you wiped your face off, the sweat was right back in your eyes 5 seconds later. So anyway, so I honestly loved it. A couple of things that I really liked about it was it helped me to really focus. It was not a slow moving class, and you had to be like mentally focused and just trying to keep up with the instructor's direction and guidance from pose to pose. And even when you were in the pose, she was telling you like, okay, like, pull your abdominals to your spine, or, stretch your arms up this way, or, your arms should be by your ears, and however she was guiding us through it. So you didn't have any time for your mind to wander about, what you were doing after class, or, or even like, okay, does the top of my foot itch? Like, you were focused on the moment, the present moment. And I just thought that was awesome. I know a lot of other yoga classes, that I'm familiar with. Like a lot of times, like you'll get into a pose and, you know, maybe you'll hang out there for a few seconds or a few breaths, right? And in that moment, in those moments, it's really easy for your mind to wander about your to-do list for the rest of the day or whatever. But what I'm getting at is with this type of yoga, you didn't even have time. The 90 minutes went so quickly because my focus was constantly on her instruction and her direction. From what I understand, hot yoga is a series of 26 poses, and it's based off of Bikram yoga. So they're Bikram poses, and I don't know a whole lot about it other than it's a type of yoga, and I'm also not sure if the 26 poses of Bikram yoga is I'm not sure if it was specific just to this studio or if that's a hot yoga thing. I didn't do my research on that, but I just wanted to share with you my experience about this today. So overall, I loved it. I loved the focus. I loved the groundedness I felt. From the focus, my balance was on point. It felt really good to just sweat it out. Yeah, it was amazing. So really, really good overall. I just felt really good. I felt mental clarity. I felt like I set the tone for the rest of the day. I did it early this morning, so it really helped to, like I said, set the tone for the rest of my day. I felt clear. I felt confident. I felt balanced and centered and at peace. And I mean, what a great way to start off the day with some exercise, you know? It also felt like it also made me realize, like, I knew it was going to be hard going into the class. I knew it was going to be intense, even if I am familiar with yoga. I knew it was going to be a challenge. So I realized that starting my day off with a challenge and starting my day off with something difficult, it helps to give you that boost of confidence of, you know what, I can do hard things. I can do this, you know? So that helped me to shift my mindset during those 90 minutes, which carried into the rest of my day. So I want to talk about a couple of the main benefits of hot yoga. The two main benefits of hot yoga are greater flexibility and detoxification. So greater flexibility of the body is great. It helps to stretch out the body in ways that you wouldn't be able to, you know, you don't have access to in a typical yoga class or even in typical stretching. Now, in a typical yoga class, you are getting heated up and you are warming up your body through movement, so heat is being generated. However, it adds a whole nother level of heat and therefore flexibility and like just muscle I want to say like elasticity when you're heating the room up to 105 degrees. So, you know, you're automatically giving yourself an advantage when you're with the hot yoga, with that temperature being way up there. So, I'm a naturally flexible person, but even in this class, like I was able to stretch my body and get my joints to places where I had never gotten them before. So that was really cool to, you know, discover like new limits and realize that, you know what, your body is amazing. It's an amazing, incredible machine. And if you push the limits, like you'll be surprised at what you can actually accomplish. The second main benefit, like I said, is detoxification. So a lot of us know that your skin is the largest organ of your body. And the skin has many functions. One of those functions is to detox your system. So sweating everything out was a great way for me to detox my system, getting rid of any crap in the pores, getting rid of literally dirt, getting rid of anything that the body is trying to expel from the inside and, get it out. One of the skin's jobs is also temperature regulation, which, if anybody's not aware, that's actually why we sweat, so that the inside of our body doesn't overheat. So yeah, it all works together. I just think the body is fascinating. It really is. I don't think it is. I know it is. So yeah, and so along with the skin detoxifying, you also get healthier skin. Because again, you're releasing what doesn't need to be in your body, releasing what doesn't need to be stuck in your pores. So for me, that was a great benefit because, if anybody else struggles with acne, it's a great, and my skin feels so smooth, like more than normal. It feels really good. So if anybody has skin problems of any sort, I would highly recommend trying a hot yoga class and seeing how your specific body benefits, your skin benefits from it. Another benefit of hot yoga is obviously exercise. We all have heard and we all know how beneficial exercise is for our body. And why is that? It's because exercise and movement of the body releases endorphins, and they are, I believe they're hormones, or there's some kind of chemical in the body that when they're released, they lift your mood, lift your spirits, therefore reducing anxiety and depression. So anybody who struggles with anxiety and depression, I think a lot of us can put our hand up here. The more we move our body, it's a natural way of combating these negative moods and these states of mind that we don't want to be in. We know how damaging and unpleasant they can be, and we know how much they can kind of take over our lives sometimes. So just movement in general and exercising in general can just be super beneficial. So greater flexibility, just to recap, detoxification goes along with healthier skin, and it's a great exercise modality. So yeah, so my first hot yoga experience was just very, very good. I felt afterwards, my whole day, it just set the tone for my day, and my day, along with myself, was balanced, centered. It just flowed. The pieces of the puzzle came together. I can't believe how it affected me mentally. Like, obviously it makes sense. Like, when you're doing like a physical movement and exercise like that, like, it makes sense that you're going to get physical benefits. But I was really surprised how many mental benefits it gave me. And I know that a lot of us, especially right now, are struggling with a lot of mental stuff, especially over the past year. We've struggled with a lot of mental stuff. And so that was a really nice surprise. I just felt so good today. I felt relaxed. I felt like everything was flowing. I felt refreshed, and I just felt an immense sense of peace and just calmness and serenity. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of my first experience with a hot yoga class, and I would love to do it again. Yeah, so if anybody has considered doing a hot yoga class or yoga in general, I know a lot of people say like, oh yeah, I'd like to try a yoga class. but they sometimes don't know how to get started, or they just don't go for it. But yoga has changed. I'm going to do more videos specifically geared towards yoga in the future. But if anybody's been on the fence about it, or if anybody's been considering trying it, go for it. If you're a beginner, I don't know that I'd start with hot yoga. In fact, I wouldn't. But I encourage you to, go do something good for yourself. You would be surprised how beneficial it would be for you on a mental, physical, emotional, and even spiritual level. They have so many different classes out there. You can find one for you. And it's just been such a game changer in my spiritual journey, in my journey back to myself, in my healing journey. So it's yoga in general is so good for healing. And I learned today that, even though I've been familiar with and been doing yoga for 10 years now, there's always something more to learn. There's always a deeper level to things. And from doing hot yoga this morning, it helped to bring my healing to, it helped me to heal on a deeper level. I can just really feel it. So that's just so cool. And, healing on both a physical level with massaging all of those internal organs and twisting and stretching and all the different things we did physically, that affected my mental state, which affects your emotions, which affects your spirit, just feeling uplifted and light. And just, I felt like today I was just glowing all day. Doors were just opening. People were so friendly. It raises your vibration, and we'll talk about vibration in a different video, but everything shifted, and it was just amazing. So anyway, go do some yoga if you're feeling called. If you're feeling called to do a hot yoga class, go do it. I totally give it a 10 out of 10, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already to my channel, because we have a lot of good content coming in the future, okay? So I hope you guys are having a beautiful day, and have a good one.